Yeah,
And I'm Marvin.
and you're watching Big Stick TV.
All around campus, you see people with colored hair. Aaliyah, I know you and Jada got people's colored hair, so can you give us an update? Huh.
In the second year of being able to have colored hair in this district, we spoke with a few students and teachers on what inspired them to color their hair.
Ever since I was young, I used to like having different colored hair. It was my way of, I guess, changing how I looked throughout the time. Every time I changed my hair, I've been from blonde to blue to red. I've had many different colors, but my favorite has to be red.
Hair dyeing is now a multi-million-dollar industry that involves the use of both plant-derived and synthetic dyes.
What inspired me to color my hair is, I suppose it'd be like, I took inspiration from my role models and they had colored hair, so I was like, why not?
The founder of L'Oreal is recognized for creating the first synthetic hair dye in 1907. In the 1950s, about 7% of women colored their hair, but in 2015, up to 75%.
I love the color green. As you can see, I'm with my class ring. And kind of my heritage. My dad's side's from Ireland, and I just love the color green.
I like coloring my hair because I think it just gives it life, and it's just that way in the middle of the winter you still have a little bit of a summer look to it, plus it blends in my wisdom highlights. I love that students color their hair. I think it just adds to their look, it adds to their personality, and I think whatever color they want to put, whether it's natural or purple or pink, I just think it's just like jewelry for your head.
This has been Aaliyah and Jada with Big Stick TV.
Axel and Mauricio have been keeping up with wrestling. Let's see what they've got.
The wrestling season continued its winning streak by sending another wrestler to state this year.
Pretty excited. It's my second time. I mean, some people don't even go at all their whole high school career, so pretty excited.
Senior Nate Alvarez, who went 40-2 this season, was one of the 5 regional qualifiers who had this year, earning a spot once again at state.
I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing, but adding an extra 10% to everything, working harder.
Through their hard work and practice, overall 7 wrestlers placed at district and 2 placed at region.
I was happy with the first day, won my first 2. The second day, wasn't so happy. I feel like I could have wrestled a lot better, but it happened.
Even though he didn't win first, Nate Alvarez took home 5th place in state.
It was a good experience. It's my second year, so I was kind of used to it, wasn't nervous. The matches were a little bit easier. My first 2 were, but then I got into the semis, I lost, but it was a good experience. Glad to take home 5th.
This is Mauricio Banuelos from Big Stick TV, signing off.
The flu has been spreading around rapidly lately. Let's see what Adrian has to say about it.
The flu is becoming an epidemic and has reached our school. Here's what some of our writers have to say about it.
One thing I can do to prevent getting the flu is not using as much antibacterial soap, because the antibacterial soap kills the germs I need.
Vaccine effectiveness is between 40% and 60% in most years.
Having the flu was such a horrible experience for me as a person who usually never gets sick. I had a fever that went to 101.7, and it stayed like that for 3 days. And throughout those 3 days, I was continuously vomiting to the point where I lost like 7 pounds in those 3 days. Very unhealthy, but yeah, it really sucked.
So the best thing to prevent flu is good hand washing, staying home when you're sick. If you have a fever, you should stay home and not come to school. Not sharing drinks and candy and everything with your friends. And again, the main thing is washing your hands very well and staying home when you're sick.
It confirmed 13 cases on the flu at Roosevelt and 238 in district overall. This was Adrian Ortiz from Big Stick TV, signing off.
Marvin, get off your phone.
Oh, my bad, I was distracted.
I can see why Francisco wanted to talk about phone distraction. Let's see what he has to say.
I think phones are a fantastic tool, but just like any tool, they have their time and their place where they're most effective. They can definitely take away from the classroom, but I think in the end, they actually bring more than they take away if they're used properly. I know we like to use apps like Kahoot and quiz type apps, especially in my classroom, just keep things fun and exciting and not have to go through all that paper. And then the students know immediately if they're right or wrong, and we can discuss those answers with them.
Okay, I use my phone to research on projects, on anything to write about, depending what the teacher says.
82.7% of high school students use their cell phone during class.
You know, I would love to be able to have y'all using your phones in class, doing readings, doing assignments.
We now have the ability to use Google Class and Kahoot for classrooms to make learning a new experience.
It becomes a deterrent, and because we don't have one-on-one, like if I had iPads in the class, we would roll with iPads every day. I wouldn't do this. You do this on your own.
Some students prefer to take notes in their notebook, while others prefer to take notes in their phone.
Away, and Snapchat away, and whatever else you're on away, then phones are a scourge, as the PBS article says. They're bad.
So I think it's a fantastic tool, but at the same time, it can definitely be abused. We just have to learn how to do that both as teachers and students.
This is an important time of the year for seniors. They're moving out of their parents' house and doing bigger and better things. Here's Shemaya with some students.
This is.
This is.
This is.
This is.
This is. This is.
This is.
This is.
This is.
This is.
This is. This is.
This is.
This is
class of 2018! Yeah!
It's an exciting time of the year for seniors. Graduation is just around the corner, and so is the beginning of a new life. There are so many decisions to be made about what comes next. College? Military? What will our seniors be doing next year? Marvin Martin swore into the Marines February 12th. The Marines inspired him to get into a big agency and become a policeman.
I'm listening to the Marines, so I plan on going to the Marines June 11th to go to basic combat training. After I do my 4 years, then I'm going to try to go to college and get my bachelor's degree.
So far, 70% of students have took the SAT, and this year, 71% of students have applied to college. Jasmine Martinez has been on JROTC's unarmed drill team for 2 years. She will be attending college after high school.
After high school, I plan to go to college, either St. Mary's or UIW, psychology and sociology.
Michael Martinez swore into the Air Force 2 weeks ago. What inspired him to join the Air Force is the money that he would be making, and he will be doing transportation.
I'm going to the Air Force in about a year or two in.
I'm Shemaya Haywood, and this has been Big Stick TV.
Marvin, I know that you've been keeping up with dance. Let's see what you've got.
Our dance teams are having an eventful competition season. To get to this level, the girls have to practice all the time.
Get ready for competition. We practice every day, every week, even sometimes during weekends. We gotta come and learn our choreography, and then we have really long night practices, and then that gets us ready for competition.
Dazzlers and Cavaliers also won awards. Here's Coach Redding with the list of awards they have won.
Patriots, Dazzlers, and Cavaliers have all attended their first competition. We went to Canyon High School in New Braunfels. All the teams either did 3 or 4 routines. They did great. They got 90s or over from all the judges, and we got a lot of special awards. They were all awarded super sweepstakes for getting 90s or over on all their routines. The Cavaliers got first runner-up in hip-hop and second runner-up in pom, and they also got a crowd pleaser award for their hip-hop performance. The Dazzlers got best in class hip-hop. They got first runner-up in jazz, and they were overall second place for grand champion for JV teams.
The Patriots have also won a few awards. Here's Coach Redding with the list of awards the Patriots have won.
The Patriots got second runner-up in hip-hop, first runner-up in jazz, first runner-up in kick, and first runner-up in lyrical. And the Teddy's girls also competed in a contemporary routine, which scored a 1, and they were first runner-up.
Last week, they also competed at the Marching Auxiliary, where all the squads won sweepstakes, again giving the girls a time to remember.
Okay, so competition, it went really well, and it's like something I'll always remember. I'll never forget about high school.
This is Marco Martin signing off on Big Stick TV. Student Council had another successful blood drive this year. Aaliyah, I know you yourself participated in this blood drive this year, so let's look at your experience.
Blood drive comes to Roseville 3 times a year to receive blood from students to save lives.
I usually do it all the time, like every year.
This year they received 65 units on the first day, and on the second day they received 19 units.
People also donate pallets because it gives cancer patients the strength to keep fighting. Pallets help patients survive major surgeries or severe injuries. This is Aaliyah and Jada with Big Stick TV.
Deshaun and Ricky are giving us a major scoop on the NBA All-Star Game.
They should play defense and like actually try. Like they should just start giving out awards and stuff like more to actually make people try.
I think that it went better this year because it was a lot more competitive, a lot more defense. So it was more like a real game experience rather than just people just running up and down like a pickup game. So I think that added, like it was better this year also.
Because the way it was East versus West, and they didn't really play any defense. Now they've been commissioned to play defense. And LeBron James, they said, went into the locker room and said, hey guys, we got to play defense. This is our brand right here. And it was talking to the world because people are watching from different countries that probably never even played basketball before, but they're watching the product and they're not going to pay for it if they feel like it's one-sided and they're really not playing hard.
I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Marvin. And you're watching Big Stick TV.